Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are here, first episode of Training Tuesday, where we're keeping up with how training is going in the game and what you should do, what you shouldn't do, all that good stuff. Now, if you guys don't know what training is, you see training at the top of the screen. Training is what you use to power up cards, upgrade cards, add abilities, etc. That I think everyone at this point should know that. So I'm not going to really cover that. But what I do want to cover, and I always get questions of how I get training. And obviously the only way to really get training at this point is by quick selling players. And now those are either players you pull or players you buy. It's one of the two. You gotta make that decision. Because at certain points, training is more important than coins. I would much rather have 50,000 training points than an extra million coins. Right now, 100%. It's not even close at all. So if you guys know, Mutthead has a prices tab that will show you what is the best card to buy for training at this point. And it currently sits that Reggie White's 85 overall is the best card. And let's take a look at it. Let's take a look and let's really determine and let's see exactly what that is currently. Now, the way you want to determine what training really is, we see here he is 37K, 34K, if you actually dig into it. So the training value is the cost of the card divided by the quick sell value of the card. So 34,500 in this case divided by 375 will give you the training number. And right now, the best cards you can get on average are around 90. That's like this Reggie White. It's like some of the low flashbacks because flashback packs came out, right? And you're looking at that 90 range. And now about a week ago, it was like at 70. And even in the pre-releases in the 60s. And trading has gone up. Trading is what is keeping the market high in certain places, especially for lower cards, because they're not going to start selling for 4K because that's going to ruin what the trading value is. So if you wanted to buy training in bulk, these are the cards that you can do it best with. What I recommend for doing these is on the weekends when legend packs are out, go find some of the new cards, the new 85s and stuff, and see what their prices are and do the math. I was buying this Reggie White over the weekend for probably like 25K. Now, of course, I could have kept it and sold it now for profit. You could have probably sold it for 36, no problem. But I wanted the training points, so I was buying Reggie Whites and quick selling them. It may sound crazy to you, but it's really the thing. Now, one thing to keep in mind, a lot of people aren't doing at this point is understanding how much it actually costs to upgrade cards. So if we take, I'm gonna pull out a handy. I've got a calculator in front of me here. It's called the computer. To power up, say, Michael Vick this weekend. It cost 1,600 training points, and add conductor was 900. So that's 2,500 training points. 2,500 training points. If you were to buy Reggie White's and quick sell them for 375 training points, you had to buy 6.6. Now, let's just say right now, if you happen to get them all at 35,000 coins, it costs you 233,000 coins to upgrade Michael Vick and put conductor on him. That's really expensive, and that's the same way with all. Legends are not good for upgrading. I know you see a lot of people that have them on their team, and it is a waste of coins. It's a waste. I know you guys want the abilities and all that, but just be patient right now. Find other cards that have abilities. You can get other cards cheap that have abilities. If you guys watched by how to get the Hall of Fame player for free, those cards can have abilities. It's way cheaper, and they're a 90 overall. Like I just want to show you those cards. Like Terrell Davis, right? Who I got for cheap. I've got him all the way up here. I can add Energizer, Truck Specialist, or Stiff Arm Specialist. I didn't have to spend 230K to get him here, plus the price of the card. There's so much better ways to do things. I did Vic to get conductor because he's gonna be my quarterback for a long time. You guys see on a lot of these cards that I haven't done the abilities on these cards. I just haven't. Now I probably will at some point Because some of these are okay, like Tip Drill for 250 it's a good deal. It really is. But to get Playmaker on Randy Moss, cost me 230,000 coins. 230,000 coins. Additionally, this Antonio Brown that I have right here, I put Playmaker on him already. Playmaker, good to go. But it's still 900 training points. So 900 divided by 375 times 35,000 is 80. It still costs 84,000 coins to put Playmaker on this Antonio Brown, a card I already have. It's going to cost me 84K, give or take. It's a lot. Similarly, when you look at other cards to get certain the physical ability, the physical chemistries, right? Ed Reed can't have that. Okay, I didn't even remember to see that. That's interesting that he can't have that. But so JJ Watt, who I have here, who is powered up as well. His physical ability, right? Everyone wants Sprinter. Sprinter right now is costing you about 90K a player to get it tiered out all the way to tier 3. Call it 90K times 30. That's 2.7 million coins. That's a lot of coins. Now your team's going to be 2+ faster. But that's a lot. It's a lot of coins. It's a lot of coins. Another thing to please remember is that when you add an ability to a card and you back the card up to power it down, you do not get the points back for the ability. Now, in the future, if you come back and get this card again, you will have the option to have that ability again, and it is already paid for. So keep that in mind. And I don't know if that's going to change. I think it should change. Now, a lot of questions I get as well. CC, what do you do with the low cards, right? Well, low cards, for cards that don't go into diamond sets, do I have any? This card right here. He sells for 10 training, right? I could sell him. If I wanted to put him up, I'd probably put him up for 950, right? But I've got to take a tax hit, which means it would be 855, which means that if I quick sell him now, my cost per training is 85.5, which is cheaper than Reggie White. So it's one thing you guys have to keep in mind. If you have a card that you are deciding whether you should sell for coins or quick sell for training, take tax into account. Please, 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 please do. You have to do that. You have, like, you have to do it. It is crazy. So, like, you guys saw I pulled this Pierre Garçon yesterday. 775 training is what his quick sell value is, and I could sell him right now. We'll just call it 75,000, right? He's a good deal right now for training. Just based on that, he's 96 coins per training point, right? That's not terrible. But if I say, okay, well, if I'm going to sell him for 75,000, I'm only going to get 90% of that. So my actual cost for training on him is 87, which again is cheaper than Reggie White. So if you have cards, you got to do the math. Do a calculator. It's fine. So I can quick sell him cheaper than I would be able to buy Reggie White's. So it's technically the move. It's technically the move. Now, anytime you have NAT cards, obviously their training value is halved. So be cognizant of that. But yeah, I think this is a good base course for how to do training. What you should do. Don't quick sell silver players. It's the worst value in the game. I think training is going to keep going up. If you look at the market, you're trying to snipe training. Your best bet is the 85-ish cards, 86, 87s, and just hope that you get a good deal. When you're buying the 81s and stuff, it's tough. If you can get an 81 for under 10K, like that Kirk Cousins, so he's 10,500, and I believe he quick sells for 95. That puts it at 110. Like, that's not terrible because you're not overly spending. But if we go look, that he's the cheapest one up. So if you want to buy training points, go do it very carefully and pay attention to the market. But the best day to buy training points is 100% Saturday. It's the best day to buy any card. And that's how I got my training up this weekend. 100%. And you need to understand that you sell cards, in my opinion, if the training Quick sell is not worth it. That's when you sell. If the training ratio is good, you just quick sell it. It's fine. Even if it's a big card, even if it's a high overall card, and you think, oh, I could use the coins. No, you use the training right now, because what you can do is, let's say you've got who do I mean, I've got a lot of power cards. KHALIL MACK, right? He's a 68 overall. You can power him up to an 86 overall. Right? And it was going to cost you 9, 13, 18, 23, 33, 73, 78, 148. Now, I don't want to get my math wrong. 148 plus 140 plus 275 is 563 training points. It's 563 training points. Was essentially, at this point, if you were doing it the right way, times 90 coins, would make this 50,000 coins. To get this KHALIL MACK, it costs you, give or take, 50,000 coins. Now, an 86 overall on the market. How much is an 86 overall left end on the market? Or an end? We'll just go with that. What does it cost? Do we know? Does anyone know off the top of their head? Let's go look. You might as well. Because I think it's a better deal. Now, of course, it's training points, right? So you can get essentially this card for cheaper. Right? Now, the one good thing about training is that you know what your loss is. If you don't want the card anymore, you're going to get half back. So you're paying 50,000 coins for that KHALIL MACK. The least you're going to get back for him is 25,000, essentially, right? However, this Bruce Smith, he may go for a lot less at some point. If he does, and that's when training is going to change. But you got to be smart. Just think about it a little bit and how you want to do things, because it's not always the best idea to just outright buy the card. Now, if you wanted to buy this Bruce Smith and quick sell him and then get a KHALIL MACK, you could do that. That's what I was doing early on. That's why you see I had Von Miller and Aaron Donald and J.J. Watt. Before I actually had their base cards, I was powering them up because it was cheaper, because I could pull an 87, I believe, is what their cards were. Yeah, you could pull an 87, and I would be able to sell it, and I would be able to power up 2 of these cards with the coins. That's when trading was a lot cheaper, when trading was 60. I could pull 187, sell it for coins, then go and get the good training ratio cards, and I ended up with 287s. It was great. So when training is low, that's the move. When training is high, it's probably not the move, because it just costs a lot of coins to do it. But this is a lot of information. We're going to leave you guys at this. If you want training, the weekend is your move. If you don't want training right now, sell stuff. The market is high. The market is going up. The market's going up, in my opinion. But I'm not covering Market Mondays. Gut Fox is doing that, so I'm just going to leave him in there because he goes into a lot of good detail with it. I watch it. Sometimes we agree on stuff, sometimes we don't. But good information. He knows what he's talking about. And for training, ever since I've had my hands on the game, I've been deep into training, trying to figure out the best ways to get it, how it's going to control the market, what the ratio is. We see right now that the best ratio you can get is 90 to 1. I think at some point soon, maybe in a week, maybe 2, it goes to 125 to 1 or something like that. It's crazy. The only thing that's going to keep the market from not rising is the fact that there's an influx of coins from solo battles and from weekend league. That's it. That is what might keep the market down. And if that can't keep it down, the market's going up until we get a big promo, whenever that is. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm CC. Again, Trading Tuesday. You guys have any questions, anything you want to talk about for next week, put them in the comments below. I'm out. Peace.